Hey everyone, it's Betty Louise or Coach Betty. I'm the host of Green Think Internet Radio, and you're about to hear an excerpt from one of my interviews. Please check out the full show at womenonair.biz. That's www.womenonair.biz. Hope you enjoy it.
And then you went on to do a whole virtual assistant program. Like people can come to you and become virtual assistants. Like you've got a curriculum developed. Is that correct?
It is, yeah. You know, it's one of the things that I notice is a lot of people wanting to get into this industry but not knowing how to do it, where to start, and how to grow a practice successful. So they're happy, they're compensated in a way that allows them to do it financially, and also they're really fulfilled. So took a lot of the best practices out there, talked with some of the most successful virtual assistants, and really compiled all of that information that somebody needs to be a successful and fulfilled virtual assistant, and make that available to folks now.
Wow. So if people want to learn more about Assistant Match, if they need a virtual assistant, or if they're interested in this program, where do they go? What's the best way to contact you?
Well, for somebody who's interested in becoming a virtual assistant, the program that I created is called the Virtual Assistant Quick Start, and the website is vaquickstart.com. For people needing to work with a virtual assistant and wanting to know more about how that whole process works, it's assistantmatch.com would be the best website to visit.
Okay, cool. And this is so efficient and effective right now with what's going on out there and people needing to cut costs. And I know that you've done some research about how this really does cut costs. Can you give us some info about that? What are some tips and some ways that this really does help small businesses reduce?
Yeah, I'd love to share some of that. One of the things that is most important to note is that virtual assistants are not employees. They're independent contractors. So that cuts down cost immediately just with not having to pay the added expenses that go to payroll taxes and benefits for employees. One of the things I think is most powerful about working with a virtual assistant is you're only paying for the hours that you need.
Yeah.
So if you only need 45 minutes of assistance today, that's great. That's all you get, and that's all you pay for.
What's the smallest increment of time that you work with?
It's really flexible. We don't have any minimums or a certain contract length. It's whatever our clients need.
Wow, that is really amazing, that you can, it's so specific and efficient in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we support providing the assistance that's needed, and if that means it's just a couple of hours or a few minutes, that's okay. We're not trying to fit anyone into a certain box. We know that everyone has different needs. But, one of the other great things about working with a virtual assistant is that there are no supplies to be provided, no computer, no workspace. The virtual assistant is working from their fully functional home office. So you don't need to provide a computer or paper clips or anything that most times we need to provide for those folks that work with us. So that's great for everything, for just not having extra computers lying around, for not having to pay the higher energy bills to power those computers.
Yeah.
To not have an extra phone. It's all of those things that we kind of
add up.
They really do.
Adding up and adding up as to why this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's what I keep hearing. And I love, boy, you get talking about it and you get really juiced up about it too. I can feel your passion. So who are your virtual assistants?
Well, the majority of them are women. They have all worked in a traditional office setting at one point or another and have decided that working from home works best for them. For some time, some of them have decided that because they want to be home when their children get home from school, or they want to be able to spend more time with their aging parents. Some of them really love the fact that they don't have to commute anymore. Their commute is walking down the hall rather than hopping in a car and heading out on the freeway for a while.
Yeah.
And the fact that they don't need to buy work clothes as much anymore.
Another great thought about it. Yeah, you don't have to have a huge wardrobe. You get to be in your comfy clothes while you're working. And then the other thing I saw somewhere in your website is the working at home allows you to eat at home.
Yes.
So I mean, when I think about conscious living and green, I think about the food part of it too, how we're always running around on the freeway, eating on the road, and that you don't have to do that. And I've got a home business myself, so I know how beautiful it is that I can have my sweet potatoes roasting in the oven while I'm working on the computer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can eat what really nurtures you and not worrying about what's going to be fastest.
If you like what you've heard and want to get more information about how to be green, sustainable, conscious, check out womenonair.biz. That's www.womenonair.biz. Stay tuned.